Hi, everybody. We're starting to see people come in. Hello, hello. Where's everyone from today? I'm in Virginia, Northern Virginia area, and I'll be using my Cricut Explore Air, and I have a Joy on the side if we have time to use that. So I'd love to see where everyone's from. Texas, my brother is in Virginia. He's probably enjoying the sunshine. We finally have a beautiful sunshiny day. North Carolina, Arizona, Illinois in the house. Wow, look, everyone's just all over the United States. This is great. Arizona, Michigan, I love it. Just give everybody a minute to pop in the room. Let us know where you're from. And if you want to let us know what machine you'll be using today, that'll be great. And once everyone's in, we can, I'll get started. So just give another minute. Annapolis, Maryland. That's just around the corner, around the Beltway. That's awesome. Vancouver with an Explore Air 2. Illinois, Cricut Maker. Clarksville, Tennessee. Wow, you guys, this is so exciting. How fun. All right, lots more coming in. Great. And if you want to, I would love to invite everyone to turn on their camera and get to see everyone's smiling faces in our virtually distanced world. Feel free to turn your camera on. In Zoom, go ahead and turn on gallery view if you'd like to see everybody to get started. And then you can always switch it over to speaker view so you can just see what I'm doing. And you also may want to go ahead and open the chat, because go ahead and open your chat window. It'll be on the side of your screen, but this way it avoids that if every time somebody puts in the chat, you see numbers popping up on your screen, that will remove that from your Zoom call. So you can just focus on the presentation. All right, I think we've got a lot of people here. Some last person from Maryland. Hello, Maryland. And don't worry, if you're calling in, you can still hear everything. And if you don't have your camera on, that's not a problem either. We're just happy you're here and excited to get you started with using your Cricut and getting everybody comfortable with Design Space. So our format today, we will start off with slides, and that way we'll be showing you how to use Design Space step by step. And then we'll go into Design Space live and build a project that will actually kick over to my Cricut and we'll have it cut out and do everything, and we'll make it together. So I don't know if you guys have seen these cute color changing tumblers at Michael's, but I picked up a couple of them. I've already been playing. I'm working on some teacher gifts. Teacher mode is off. And I love this one for some girlfriends. Enjoy every sip. That'll be great to take to the pool this summer. So this is what we'll be working on our end project. All right. So if everybody is ready to get started now, I'm making a little bit of an assumption that you have. I see somebody said they haven't taken their machine out of their box. So to follow along with the class, you would have wanted to unbox your machine, set up your account to Cricut Access. If you haven't done that, do not worry. This class is being recorded and you'll be able to watch it at any point in time on the Michael's website. You'll be able to watch it through, you can pause it, you can start it, everything like that. So do not hesitate to just sit back, relax, and follow along. We do have on the back end some of our Cricketeers, I don't know what the right word is for them, but Cricketeers that will be following along in the chat. We have Joy and Lindsay and a few others back there that will be following along in the chat, and they will feed me questions as they come up if they're relevant to the presentation. Lindsay will also be popping in links to items, like if I show something and people are like, where do you get that? She'll pop that in to the chat. Okay, so let's dive in, and I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we will start with the slideshow. So I'm excited to get started with this. Let me pull up, here we go. I'm going to share and we're going to start from the beginning. Here we go, slideshow. From the beginning. All right, so from the beginning, getting started with a Cricut. If you already have your Cricut, what I'm going to go over first are the 3 different machines that are available and sort of some features and benefits of each machine. You may already have your machine. You may be looking in getting an additional machine, or just adding machine to your repertoire. So the newest machine is the Cricut Joy, and this little bundle is adorable. It's about 6 inches big, and it can fit in a cubby hole. We call it the countertop Cricut in our house, because often it is on the countertop with the toasters in the cabinet. It's on the countertop because you can quickly and easily access design space with the Cricut Joy app that works exclusively with the Cricut Joy. And the Cricut Joy app lets you do quick on-the-go projects. Like if you just need that quick birthday card as you're running out the door to a kid's party, you can throw it in your Cricut Joy and have it done in minutes. For more complex projects, you'll use design space. Now, the Cricut Joy can cut and it can write and it draws for you, all in one machine. You just have to trade out the blade, but it's perfect for organizing and, again, quick projects. My kids love this one. It's very doable for them to work with. The Cricut Joy will cut over 50 different types of materials. It works with cardstock, it works with the vinyl, it works with iron-on, it works with paper. It does have special vinyl called Smart Vinyl, which I'm kind of addicted to right now because it doesn't require a mat. I can just pop the vinyl in the machine, it cuts it out, and I'm ready to go. It also has a very trendy colors in the Smart Vinyl. So I like that. And then the Cricut Joy, one other really unique feature of it is the card making mat that allows you to take a folded card and slip it right into the Cricut Joy. And like I said, you have a card in minutes. So if you're headed out the door and you need that card, this is the perfect machine. Now, the Explore is the original Cricut machine, and it has so many new features that it keeps growing and growing. The great thing about the Cricut Explore is it is a very accessible machine. You don't have to be like a mechanical wizard to use it. It offers a smart dial, so it's very easy to set your material. It uses over 100 different materials. You can, again, use paper, vinyl, iron-on. You can use fabric. It's super adjustable, and the speed, it cuts I think it cuts pretty fast for my projects, and it's really quick and easy. It uses it has the double blade holder, so you can put a pen or a scoring tool in the A slot and then your cutting tool in the B slot. And it also works with design space. The other great feature about this and the Cricut Joy is they both work with Bluetooth. So the Cricut Joy only works with Bluetooth. The Explore, you can use, you can have it wired into your desktop or laptop, or you can use Bluetooth and use some tablet device or a phone with it. It also allows you to use in that A holder for your pen slot. You can use all the different pens. You can use the infusible ink pens. You can use glitter pens. So it's great for really being creative and adding your own designs to it. Then the next machine up is the Cricut Maker. And this machine is the powerhouse machine of cutters. So this is more of, if you're doing a lot of cutting, if you want to cut a lot of different materials, this is the machine that you might be interested in. It has the double holding tool system, and it's compatible with the quick swap tools. The quick swap tools, say that 10 times fast, is these are the tools that really get you down and dirty with your crafting. So you can have those same standard fine tip blade that you have in the Explore Air, but now they've added the rotary blade so you can cut fabrics. There's a wavy blade, there's a scoring blade, there's a perforating blade, and there's a deep cut knife blade. And you'll see some of those. There's also the engraving blade and the embossing blade. So the engraving blades you can actually engrave onto metals and plastics. The knife blade, this is the thicker blade that allows you to cut into materials like a 1/4 inch, 1/8, and I think it's 1/16 and 1/8 inch balsa wood. So don't hold me to those measurements, but this is the blade that will let you do wood and leather and all that kind of stuff. The rotary blade allows you to do the fabric, and you can do the fabric without stabilizer on the Maker. On the Explorer Air, you just need to stabilize your fabrics. If you want to learn more about the machines and which one might be just perfect for you, you can go to learn.cricut.com, and that'll give you more ideas. Now, what you're really here for, everyone give a wave if you're ready to learn more about Design Space. I am. Design Space works on your Mac, on your PC. It works on a laptop. It works on a desktop, an iPad, and a phone. So you can really use Design Space across both platforms. What the difference is, there's a few feature differences, but your iPad or your phone will have the toolbars and the edits and the layers. When you open up your Design Space canvas, all those features are at the bottom. And I'll go over this again. But if you're using Design Space on your tablet device or your phone, and you're like, where is that button she's talking about? Look at the bottom, and that's where it's going to be. I'll be using my laptop to show you everything, but again, this is what a phone device would look like. So if you're on a phone, this is where all of your action items are going to be, your edit buttons and all that will be at the bottom. Okay, now to get started with Design Space, you do need to have a Cricut ID, but you only need one Cricut ID, no matter what type of device you're using. So if you're on a desktop or a laptop or both, you just need one Cricut ID. And what I find great, because I do have 2 different machines, on my desktop, I can actually have one Design Space open and have it connected to my Explorer, and I can have another Design Space open and have it connected to my Joy, and be working with both machines at the same time off of one ID. So get your machine out of your box, go ahead and sign up for Cricut Access and get your ID. When you get a new machine, you do have a 30-day free trial of Cricut Access. So I definitely want to encourage everyone to give that a try. You get over 100,000 images, 1,000 different fonts, and over 500 projects. So there's a lot to explore in Cricut Access. Now, when you log on to Design Space and your home page opens up, this is what it's going to look like. So at the top, if you're following along with me, at the top of your Design Space is this bar, the grayed out bar here. This will be on all of the different pages in Design Space. So you can always navigate back to the home from Canvas or other areas. So going through the top bar, those on the left-hand side here are your, takes you to your profile. And the things that I find important in the profile, how to get back to the home page, how to switch to a canvas, if you have a new machine, how to set up your machine, and then how to change any settings in your profile that you need to change. Those are the main things that I go to my profile for. And then below your gray bar, you have this slideshow here. Now, almost every time you go into Design Space, these images will change, and it will tell you about new projects that are out. It'll give you inspiration for different seasons. It will tell you different promotions that are going on, and just really get you excited about using your machine. Below that bar are your projects, and this is where any of your saved projects will stay. So once you've designed something in Design Space on your canvas, you can save it and then go back to it. So if you were to make our little enjoy every sip glass, and your girlfriend saw it at the pool and was like, hey, would you make me one of those? You can easily go back in, find the project, it'll be sized the way you left it, and you can pop it out and make it again. Below your projects are the video playlists, and these are great for beginners because they will give you short snippets of information. So if you're wondering, how do I do a weld, or how do I transfer something off of a transfer sheet? This, you can find a little video here on how to do that. And then it'll take you down a little bit of a rabbit hole because you'll get excited about all the different videos that are there and get lots of new ideas. Below the videos are community inspiration. Now, community inspiration with your access, your Cricut access, and your saved projects, Cricut may decide to highlight one of your projects, and this is where it would show up. So all these projects here are from makers like you. And then below that are Cricut projects down here that highlight new products or seasonal items. And these are additional projects that you can make right from your homepage. Okay. Joy, any quick questions about the homepage that I should answer real quick?
We have a lot of chats going on here. I just want to remind everybody that Design Space can be found at design.cricut.com. And you can sign in once Kesley's done the class. It might be easier to watch the class and then sign in later. And then a few questions about the subscription. A Design Space subscription is $9.99 a month, and you can choose to sign up for 1 month at a time, or you can just keep it going. The little A in the green box means that you have access to the design, which means that you have your subscription. So I think those are all the questions for right now.
Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead, to continue with our project here. We're going to go back up to the gray bar, and when you're ready to create from your home page in Design Space, you just want to select New Project. And when you select New Projects, it takes you to the Design Space canvas. Now, this is where the creativity happens. And again, I just want to remind everybody, if you're looking at your Design Space on your tablet or on your phone, the information will be at the bottom of your screen. In a desktop or laptop, the information is around your screen. So we're going to go through each different area, but on your tablet or phone, it'll be along the bottom. So when you open up Design Space, you have a gray bar here at the top, and it tells you where you are here. This is your canvas. You can get back to your profile and the home screen and machine setup with the hamburger here. If you've saved a project, if you're going into a new canvas or a saved canvas, the saved project's name would show up right here in the middle. If you wanted to have quick access to your projects, you would just click on My Project, and it would take you to the projects you've saved. This is also where you would go ahead and save a project and where you would select your machine. Okay, so the first bar below your header bar is your edit bar. Now, again, if you're on a tablet or phone, look for the edit icon and click that, and all these options will pop up. On your edit bar, you have to have a layer, so, some image or shape on your canvas, and you have to have that selected. I know this square is selected because there's a bounding box around it, and my quick edit buttons show up here. My this along the top here, you can see the red highlight around there. These are all your other edit tools. So you can select your size. You can change the size of your shape or image. You can change the position. You can rotate it. All can be done up here. It'll tell you what type of operation you're doing, the color of your layer. It will give you a couple edit features here. And then on your desktop and laptop, you have the offset feature. This is in beta, so it will not show up on a tablet or a phone. It's only beta version on the desktop and laptop. What offset does is it basically draws an outline around your image and gives you another layer. On the right side is your layers panel. And again, look on the bottom if you're on a tablet and look for the icon that says layers. On your desktop and laptop, your layers panel shows the different layers of shapes. So I have a circle layer and a square layer. Those show up here in my layers panel. I have them both highlighted and selected because my bounding box is around both of them, and they're both grayed out here on my layers panel. Now, on the layers panel, you also find your actions. Again, and the actions are your slice action, which separates images, or like think of it like a cookie cutter to cookie cut out one shape out of another shape. We do go more into the layers panel in the 201 class. So this is just an introductory of where to find them and kind of what they do. If you want to learn more about these action items, look for our 201 class. And Lindsay probably has already put the link in there for you guys for the next class next week. So the first action item is slice, and it like takes a cookie cutter of one shape out of another shape. The weld action item forms a single shape out of two shapes. So it merges and locks those two shapes together, making it into one. The attach icon here, this action, clips your layers together so that you can move them together, you can resize them together, you can change the color together. The next one over is flatten. And what flatten does is it takes a multi-layered, multicolored layers and flattens them into a single layer for the purpose of printing and cutting. And then the last action item is contour. And contour helps you eliminate cut lines from your image. And again, if you want to learn more about those action items, the 201 class is a great option. On the left side of your canvas here, you have your zoom in and out button. So you can zoom in, make your shapes larger so you can see things closer up, or turn it away. When I'm using contour is when I use the zoom feature a lot. It helps. And then along this side of your canvas are some more of your editing tools. So along here, you have new. So if you want to start with a fresh canvas, you can click on new. On the desktop and laptop, you'll see templates, and templates are pre-shaped images like a t-shirt or a mug or something like that to get your sizing of your project so it'll fit on the front or the back of a t-shirt, for example. You don't see that on this. Templates and projects are not on your tablet or phone. They're only found on your laptop and your desktop. Projects are projects that either are Cricut community projects or from Cricut themselves. And then the images icon here takes you to the Cricut image gallery. Text, if you want to add text to your canvas, your project, you would click text. Shapes, if you wanted to add a square, circle, simple shapes, you would click on shapes. And then to upload images, your upload button is right here. Okay. So with the next big thing, once you've sort of, now I like to think about Cricut Design Space like any type of software that you use, Word, Excel, even your email that you use. When you first start using something new, you're not familiar with where things are located or how you start a new email, for example. The more you use it, the more comfortable you get navigating around that software. So probably the first time you went to write a document in Microsoft Word, you really had to think about, how do I find it? What if I want to start a new paragraph? What if I want to insert a shape? Think of Design Space the same way as you do another, like Microsoft Word or your email. Once you navigate around it and you get comfortable, the more you use it, the more intuitive it becomes to you and the more comfortable you are navigating around and using Design Space. So once you've got that mastered down, your features, your action items, your edits, then the images are the next area to really dive into and explore and understand. So to find an image in Cricut Access, you just click on the images icon, and this will take you to the entire library of Cricut images. You have highlighted categories, so you can see what images are featured, what images have been recently added, if there are any free this week images that would work for you, and image sets. And then you can also search for an image. So if you know there's a particular type of image you're looking for, you can just search using keywords, or you can search using themes or what's trending or shapes. So you have a lot of options here just to narrow down your choices of what images you can find. So I did a search for Love You Heart, and I came up with a lot of different heart options. Now, I may show more options here than you may have. Your search may only show up, 5,000. I've been using Cricut Access for a long time. So I have images I've uploaded. And so my library might look a little bit bigger than yours, but all the Access images will show up for you. Okay. I've just gotten questions about that in the past. So as you're trying to find the perfect image, you can narrow down your search by using the filters on the left side. So for a heart shape that might say love you in it, I can start to narrow down by, image complexity. Like I just want a simple image. It's going on a cup. So I just am looking for a real simple image. I might be looking for an image that I know I'm only going to cut that image. So I may narrow it down by cut only, because I'm not looking for an image I can draw. I'm not looking to print then cut. I'm just looking to cut out the image, so I can narrow it down that way. Your image complexity, I just want a simple image, only single color. So I know it's a single layer. I'm not using multiple layers. A multiple layer image is like this love you image on the side here, where you have more than one layer of vinyl or more than one color, is a multi-layer. This love you heart right here, this is a single layer. And then you can even narrow it down further by selecting what type of material you're using. Maybe there's something specifically designed for a vinyl project or an infusible ink project that you're working on. So you can select your material and narrow it down. Once you've narrowed down your choices and you've selected an image you want to work with, you would click on that image, and that would give you the green banding box around the image, like this one. I know this is a Cricut Access image, so if you have a Cricut Access account, this image, you have granted use of this image. And for a time in February, this image was free for me. It was free for everybody. So that's why it says free down here. Other images, because I have Cricut Access, those images are granted for my use. And then if you click on that little eye icon, you'll get more information about your image. So you'll get the name of your image, the number of your image, and if you want to view more images like that image. So image sets are a collection of images that go together, and they either go together for a specific project, like this one. The image set is called Stay Golden. So in this image set, I have what looks like images for a Hawaiian vacation. Maybe it's like designed for an anniversary set. So if I were making multiple projects, I could find multiple items that coordinate and work together. So I know when I first started looking for that Love You Heart, I was thinking Valentine's Day. And it took me to this image set, which is more of like a luau theme or a Stay Golden. It has the name of it, Stay Golden. So they don't always match up with what you think it might be, but it kind of is neat because it gives you more ideas and explores different images that you may not have considered to be using. So once you've selected the image and it's got the green box around it, down here in the bottom tray will be a little icon of the image here. And if you change your mind, you can click on it and delete it. But if you know that that's the image you want to work with, you just would click Insert Image right here. And what it does is it then moves it onto your canvas. So you can start working with that image. If, again, you said, oh, this isn't the image I wanted, I just am going to delete it and remove it off my canvas and go back and look for a different one, you can do that right here. This deletes the image off your canvas, the red X. The backwards arrow, this is your tilt and rotate. So you can left click on that arrow and rotate and adjust your image. The next corner down here, the double arrow, this will allow you to resize your image. Most images will come in with the proportion locked. And what that means is as you pull your image out, the width and the height proportionately expands or decreases. If you wanted to just make this a longer image, you would click this icon here and unlock the proportions, and then you could just go back and grab the arrow and lengthen that heart down or make it wider if you wanted to. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll come back here, but I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and we will, I'm going to go ahead and open up my design space and we can start working there. Before we do that, I just like to touch base. And are there, Joy, anything any questions I need to go back into the slides and answer?
We have a lot of really good questions.
Awesome.
I think one of the most common questions that we're getting right now is uploading your own image. So if you want to highlight the upload button when you go to the canvas, I think that would be helpful.
Okay, great. We'll touch on that. So let me go ahead and did it again. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my design space and we'll start walking through actually doing it. So if you have your design space already, if you've already set it up, go ahead and open it with me if you want to follow along. But again, I just want to remind everybody that this class is being recorded. So if you just want to sit back and watch, you can, do that too, and then go back and watch it along with yourself and start and stop as we go. So here's my home page for Design Space. You can see here's all my projects. Here's the videos of playlists, Mother's Day card ideas, and these are all Cricut cards. And then you have community projects on Mother's Day. So lots of fun ideas. If you're new and sort of like, where do I start? I always suggest looking at through some of the projects and seeing if there's one here that inspires you. But if you're ready to go ahead and start on a new canvas, we will go to our top bar here. I'm using my Explore machine, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. Now, when I click on this, this is where you can select which machine you have, if you have a Joy, a Maker, or an Explore. And you want to go, you definitely do, you have to choose one when you open up your design space. So, okay, so we're going to go to new project, and I'm going to start a new canvas. So I have my new canvas here, and you can see in my layers panel, I have no layers or anything going on. My edit functions up here are all grayed out. So I'm going to go ahead and go to images and select an image. Now, normally it would take me to this page here. So these are some of the, like, might be new images that have been added. And you can go to the all images here, and you can search for an image, or you can look for what's been recently added, what's featured, what's free this week. So in the spirit of our color changing tumblers to take to the pool, I am looking for one that says Fun and Sun title. And I have all these options that pop up for me. So you can see some of them here. Like if I hover over the I information, usually it'll tell me, sometimes it'll tell me if it's like a, if it's a cut type of file, or if you can print it, or if it's a cut file. I'm trying to find one that's printed, but doesn't show up. Yeah, okay. So, so what I was trying to find was one, sometimes if you hover over them, and if it's a print and cut type of file, it will tell you that it's a print and cut. If it doesn't tell you, then you can just assume it's a cut file. So here's all my different filters over here. And I could say I'm using a vinyl. So what options do I have with that? I want to cut it out of paper and cardstock. What type of options, ideas do I get with that? So you can narrow down your choices by using that. You can change the complexity. If you're looking for just a simple image, you kind of get some simple images like this. And then you can change that you're doing just a cut type of option. And these are your cut options. So let's just grab this first one here, which is free. I think for the month, it'll be free until the end of the month, which is close. So actually, maybe you can put in the chat if there's a time to run that out. So I got a little ahead of myself. Let me go back to the images. So we'll just take this first image here, Fun and Sun, and I click on it. It gives me the green bounding box, and it's down in my tray. And when I hover over that, the X shows up. So if I decided that's not the one I wanted, I could just delete that one out of there. But it is the one I want. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the image onto my canvas. Now you'll see I have two inserted on my canvas. I can just delete it here with the X. I can go into my layers panel and have that. This one is highlighted, it's grayed out, see the difference? And I could just delete it from here and take it out from there. Now, again, you can see this as it came in, my proportions is locked. So what that means is as I scroll out like that, the proportions stay the same. The height and the width proportionately stay the same. If I unlock that, I can change the proportions of the design and make it really long or make it like that. So you can change it and unchange it however you want to do it. If you've done something like that, you've changed it and that's not what you want to do, up here on your edit bar, you can undo that and it'll just turn it back to the way it was when you started. So you can just delete that like that. Now also up on your edit, I'm using, again, I've got my Explore selected. So my operations show up here to cut or draw or print then cut. and your color starts up here. So I'm going to be cutting this out of like a yellowy color like that. So you can change the color if you wanted to see how it looks if you like it. So all that happens up here. And I'm going to show the offset. Again, this is in beta. So if you're on your laptop or your computer, you can do this. So if I want to add an outline on this design, I click offset. You can change the width of your offset, and then you click apply, and it gives you an outline that is a separate cut layer. So if I wanted to make my design with 2 layers of orange, I could do it like that. And it will cut, this layer is, the back is 1 layer, and the front is a separate layer. So those are 2 separate layers. They'll cut separately and everything like that. I don't want that in this project. So I am going to go ahead and hide that layer by going to my layer panel and clicking on the eye. So now he's hidden because I don't need that. But what I do need is the fun and sun and a 4-inch width. I've measured my tumbler, so I know the 4 inches across is what I like. And when I measure my tumbler, I do it so that I measure between my thumb and my forefinger to determine how big my design is going to be. So my width on this design will be 4 inches. And you just go up here to your edit bar, put in 4 inches and hit enter, and it changes the width of your design. And it did it proportionately because I had the lock icon on. Now, if you had a design that you made your own design, or you purchased a design from like an Etsy shop or something like that, and you want to add that design to your canvas, you go to the upload icon here, you click upload, and you search for the image, and you just say upload image. You would browse for your image, and it would take you to your files, and then you could select a file that you want to use. Like I have a folder called cut files. Not sure what that is. But you can select a file to cut, and then put it, and you would choose it. See if I have one in here. Christmas sayings. So an SVG file I have here, I would select it either as an SVG or a PNG file, and then it pops up, and there it is right there. And you can tell the system it's a simple file, and it cleans it up for you. And then you just hit continue, and you're ready to go. So that, and then you just can save that project, and you'll have that file, that image for you to use at any point in time that you want to do that, you want to use that file. So you can just preview it. Must be somewhere on my canvas here. Let's just go ahead and say continue, and it will show up. There it is. So you hit continue, and you're ready to go. So if you're just using it as a cut image, you want to select, I'm going to be cutting the image, or if you're printing the image and then cutting it, you want to select that. I would just use it as a cut image and then say upload it, and it uploads it, and it's right here, and I can insert it onto my canvas. Oh, it's really big, isn't it? So you would just, it's 108 inches wide. That's huge. No wonder it was taking a while to come up, but maybe I just want it 5 inches wide. There we go. And there it is right there. Okay, and then you would just go to save, and you would save it with the title, Merry Christmas, and you're ready to go. So that's how you upload a file, and it can be an SVG, a PNG, I think even a JPEG you can upload. Those are file extension types. So it can be any of those. Okay, so now we are ready to work with fun and sun. Once you have it the right size that you want, mine for my cup is going to be 4 inches. I'm going to go to Make It, and it will take me to the Make It screen. You can move your image around on the Make It screen. So if you're using scraps of vinyl, you can position it exactly where you want to go. You can change it to be multiple copies of a project right up here. But for our project today, I just need one. So I'm going to go ahead and say continue. And it will take me to my Explore. Is it on? Oops, I don't have it on. All right, there we go. So it's going to find it. And today I do have my Explore connected with a wire, but it also works with Bluetooth. So either way, here it comes, hopefully. Air 2, here we go. All right, now this is where you can use your dial on your Explore Air to select your material, or you can browse material. So if you're using a Maker or the Joy, you need to browse the materials to find the material you want. So today I'm using a vinyl, and I'm using just a regular premium vinyl. And I use it a lot, so I have it starred so I don't have to search for it each time. And I'm using the pressure is default. So the pressure, if for some reason you're finding your machine isn't cutting through your vinyl and you're able to weed it super easy, you can always add a little bit more pressure to it here. So you could say more pressure if you wanted to, or less pressure. So if you find like your blade is dragging through your vinyl, you might want to try less pressure. Then it tells you to load your tools and materials, and then you're ready to go. So I will stop sharing this screen, and we can go to the overhead screen, and I will start showing you how we do this. So today I'm using this set of, it's a permanent glossy vinyl, and it is the bright sampler set. So you have a whole bunch of colors in one set. At Michael's, all their Cricut tools and materials are buy one, get one 50% off. So I always like to take advantage of those specials and get extra vinyl. And I really like the multi sets because you get a bunch of different colors. And with the permanent glossy vinyl, I'll be using the regular transfer tape. It's grayed out, so you know it's the regular transfer tape because it's gray. If I were using my shimmer vinyl, which I use a lot, I use like this one here, the teacher mode off this mug. I used the shimmer vinyl. I would have selected a strong grip transfer tape because when you're using a shimmer or a glitter vinyl, you definitely need a stronger grip transfer tape for that. But I'm just using the glossy vinyl today. And I'm using the light grip mat. You can use a light grip mat or the standard grip mat with your vinyl. Either one will work. I'm going to use my paper trimmer and trim out my vinyl down. Now the great thing is the vinyl has the markings on the back, so you don't have to have a paper trimmer. You can just use your scissors and just cut along the grid line here to cut out your vinyl. So I'm going to cut my piece probably about like I would look at my, go back and look here. Okay, so the size of my actual cut piece needs to be about 4 inches by 4 inches. So we'll go ahead and cut that 4 inches by 4 inches like this. All right, and then again, I'm using the light grip mat. That's the blue one here. The green one is the standard grip mat. You want to line your vinyl up in the left corner. So you go across and down as you line up your vinyl. on your mat. And then when you're ready to slide it in, you want to push it against the wheels a little bit. So not a lot of it, but just a little bit. So it catches. And you click the flashing light first to load your mat. And then the Cricut light lights up for you. And you push that. Now, while that's cutting, I want to show you the dial. So I had my Explore Air dial set to custom, and that's how on the software, on the Design Space software, I could select what type of material I was using. If I had turned my dial, there's a little dot here, and I could have selected either a light pressure on the vinyl or up to a heavier pressure on the vinyl. You have like 3 choices for each side. So if you're doing like copy paper, you want to have it on the paper dial all the way to the left side. If you're doing heavy scrapbook paper, you may turn it over to that side there. Okay, so now my Fun and Sun has cut out, which is fun. So we'll push that out of the way. And when you're removing your vinyl from your mat, you want to think of removing your mat from your vinyl. So I turn my mat upside down, and you just catch a corner of the vinyl, hold that onto the page, onto your table, and then pull the mat off the vinyl. What that does is it prevents the vinyl from buckling up. It comes off really smooth, and it's ready to go. When you've removed your vinyl and you're done using your mat, put your protective sleeve on it. And this keeps dust and debris off of your mat. Now you can just clean your mat with soap and water, and the sticky, it doesn't take away the sticky, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to start weeding, and I use the weeding tool here. It has a very strong point here that helps me get under any parts that don't want to come off. If you have trouble with weeding, I always like to put it up against a window so you can see where your cut lines are. That's super helpful. And I just will use my weeding tool and hold down to the edge of my file here. Like this. Joy, are there any questions I can answer while I'm weeding?
Yes, actually, somebody asked if this is the same process that you use for the maker, and it's exactly the same process. The maker and the Air 2 are very similar in terms of cutting out your vinyl. And then somebody else asked, sorry, I've got to go back and see the questions. Lindsay, if you have any in mind that you want to pop in and remind us of, that would be great.
And I'm going to go, you know what, this doesn't look like it cut all the way through for me. So I'm just going to do this again.
I've seen some questions on if you have to have a tumbler to use this project. You do not have to have a tumbler to use this project. You can put it on a notebook or anything else you may want to.
Absolutely. You can put it on a window. If you use like the removable vinyl, you can just put it on a window too, you know, and decorate your window. So what I'm going back and doing, it didn't really cut through very smoothly for me. I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to go ahead and recut it, and I'm going to show you guys a trick.
That's what I was going to say, Kaz. Just show them the trick, because somebody else popped in and said this happens to me, happens to them often. And if you show that trick of checking it before you unload, yep, you kind of catch this little thing in the action.
Yep. It's kind of cool to see it.
And then somebody asked if your machine is on wheels, Kaz.
My machine is on wheels, and it's on wheels because I move it back and forth for the classes. Okay, so I can kind of see, I didn't check it, but if you can see that maybe it didn't cut all the way through, you can hit your Cricut light again before unloading your mat, and it will cut it in the same spot again. So it will cut it out in the same spot. I'm going to look at it closely. But yeah, I do have my machine on wheels, and it's so I can slide it if I'm working on it, and then push it back when I'm not working with it close up.
And Kesley, you made that out of a wooden plaque, and you bought the wheels at like the home improvement store.
Yes. So the wheels are from Home Depot, and the plaque is actually from Michael's. And I think I just put the wheels on with using what are those? The strong command strips. Okay, so that cut out much nicer. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can definitely see it cut out better. So let's go ahead and take that off. Again, I'm going to remove the mat from my vinyl, and I'm going to trim this up a bit like this.
Kesley, somebody also asked about your scraps.
Yes.
How do you store them, and how do you use them?
So that's a great question. I have 2 bins, and I store one bin with my heat transfer vinyl scraps, and another bin with my just regular vinyl scraps. And what I do is if I'm working on a project like this, I would just go into my scrap bin and find a piece of vinyl that was, 2 inches by 4 inches or whatever size I needed. And I would just pull it out. And on your mat, you can lay them out. So in your setup screen, you can lay your pieces, different colors of vinyl. If you're cutting the same type of vinyl, you can do it in one cut and just lay out your different colors of vinyl on your mat, and then match your vinyl. Match the placement on your software. So like if I'm using 2 different colors, I'll usually line one up at the 6 inches and go that way, and 1 inch at the 1 inch and go that way. So I use it like a quarter grid. Okay, did you guys see how much easier that was to weed out this time? Because it cut properly. So if you ever have a hesitation with your cutting, if you're like, I don't think it cut deep enough, I want to do it again, you can just run it back through again.
Kesley, when you have a good moment,
yeah,
everyone is very curious about your plaque and your wheels.
Oh,
so maybe at the end you can show them.
Definitely. Yeah, it really is helpful. Although sometimes I do always worry, like I'm gonna have it fly off the back of my table. Hasn't happened yet, so I have bumpers on my table now, so it doesn't happen.
Funny.
But and also I love the little caddy on here to hold my tools. It's so convenient. But here's my skateboard. Oh, I screwed it in. I screwed them in. But that's it. They're
behind the scenes.
They're little like 1 inch wheels. And then I can move my Cricut back and forth. And you can do that on the Maker or the Explorer Air. It works on both of them. Okay, so now we're ready to put this on our cup. So what I do is I create a hinge method. I use a self-healing mat as my workspace, and I put my transfer tape, I line that up on the self-healing mat. So that little line on the grid lines up on the self-healing mat, and I pull it back to that line, and then I put the edge of my vinyl paper onto that edge. So when I go across, I know that it lines up properly. Okay, and then you use your wedge and you work your vinyl onto your transfer tape. You can work it front and back. And I like to peel, once I've done the weeding, I like to peel my transfer tape off of my vinyl. So my vinyl will stick to the transfer tape and not here. Now, if you do this and your transfer tape isn't coming off easily, you can use your wedge and hold your transfer tape and pull it back like this. And if you're having a really hard time getting your vinyl to stick to the transfer tape, this is where, like, if you're using a shimmer or a glitter vinyl and it's not coming like off the vinyl paper isn't coming off, you may just want to double check and make sure you're using a strong grip vinyl on the glitter. Okay, so super cute. It's all cut out, ready to go. And I keep my cup from rolling around by using face cloths. I've seen some people use pool noodles, anything that you can use to hold your cup into place as you're adding your vinyl to it. So that I'm just going to set there. Now I did leave a little extra space here on the bottom. I could either line that up here on the bottom or line it up on the top. And if I wanted to line it up on the top, I probably would take this off here like this and line that up on the top. Now, the fun thing is I don't have to worry about making it even because it's a circular form. So you don't have to worry about making it even that way, just up and down where you want to place it.
Kesley,
so, yeah.
Your overhead camera just went out on us.
Oh, no. All right, am I back?
You're back. Is everybody, you're just not, it's the wrong position.
Okay. All right.
They'll fix it, you guys. Don't worry.
Yep, we'll fix it.
You'll just get to see all the background.
I know, right?
And this is like this is when you're at the point of the movie when it's like the most intense. And then, all right, so somebody wants to know if we can talk about the blades. And I think, Martha, you mean about the blades for the maker machine. There are many different blades that you can put into the maker. And somebody had asked earlier about the housing. You do not need to purchase a new housing for every new blade, but the two scoring blades, the single and the double scoring blade, do come with their own separate housings.
Right. So this is the knife blade here. And this is what a housing blade is without any type of blade into it. And then you can just change out your blades.
Oh, and Kesley, folks want to know what's the must-have for beginners?
What's the must-have for beginners?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to have a weeding tool. You definitely want to have a wedge. I would get some pens and markers to work with because they're super fun as you're making cards and things like that. And that's, gosh, Joy, that's a really good question.
I know, right?
Yeah, because it just depends on what you want to make as to what you need as you get started. Okay, I'm going to put this on because I have it in my hands. So I find about the middle of the design, and I'm going to do the taco application, which you hold up the two sides and make it like a taco. And then you slip it down and you apply it. And you just, if there were any air bubbles or anything like that, you could work that out on here. Oh no, that's okay. I didn't tear anything. I'm gonna come back, oops, let's see. So I got that a little aggressive on removing that. So my end got a little squinched up there, but I just work out any wrinkles. I put it back down. I can use my wedge. Make sure it's going to go down properly. And then you just start rolling it off like that. I may have put this up a little bit too high, but I kind of like it. You could always come back and add little vinyl suns or flowers on the design if you wanted to. Now your transfer tape, I just pulled that off, and I can put this back on my transfer tape sheet so that I can use this again at another time, so that I can go back. I'll use my transfer tapes like 3 or 4 times. Okay, now there we go. And there's your fun and sun. Who's ready to go to the beach with me? So we have the fun and sun design, the teacher mode, enjoy every sip, and there's one more, which I haven't done. How am I doing on? Okay, one last one. This one here. Now this one, when you buy it, it's pink, but it actually turns clear. It's super cool. And that's going to say, goodbye school, hello pool. We'll go on that one. All right. So that is how you do it, guys. Now, I see so many questions, which is great. I hope you guys have been able to keep up with it. I just happened to see one about infusible inks, and we did a very fun mug press class that is on the Michaels website, which if you want to learn more about infusible inks and the mugs, that's a great spot. You can use your transfer tape as many times as you can. What will happen is it will sort of start to get wrinkly, and it'll lose a little bit of a stick, and it doesn't peel off as easily. So you can use it, as many times as you can use it. That's what I kind of go with. And then, yes, these are hand wash only. I think they're hand wash only. Anyway, I'd have to read the instructions. But when I use vinyl, I do, even if it's permanent vinyl, most of the things I use do say hand wash only. So that's what I do. And okay. I think there's so many good questions.
There are a lot of good questions, and Kesley, you did a lot of good instruction. And please remember, I know we've put it in the chat a couple of times, where you can sign up for class, for the 201 class, and where you can go back and rewatch the class again. We want to thank everybody for coming, and thank you, Kesley, for teaching such a wonderful class.
Thank you. And if anybody did anything with it, with Crafted along with us, if you want to hold your craft project up, I'd love to see it real quick before we head out. Look, I see Memphis. Oh, fun and sun, Sammy, that looks awesome. Jerry did, is that muscles?
Camp,
love it. Oh,
Camp
look.
Rainbow has a cat.
Camp Rainbow, that's so cute. Fun and sun. Oh my gosh, I love the glitter and the girl with the sunglasses, Selena.
Selena, that's beautiful. Vanessa did her fun in the sun. I'm trying to get to all the pages.
So cute.
You guys are amazing.
That is great. I hope you guys are inspired. Real quick, we do Cricut with Michaels, the hashtag on Instagram. If you get stuck, if you have a question, like, go ahead and put your picture up, and I check and I follow that hashtag. So if I see something up there and you're like, Kesley, I couldn't do this, or how do you do that? That's a great way to reach out to us, and I'll try and answer questions. Veronica, I love it. Uh-oh, something happened to Veronica's.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kesley. This was a great class. And remember, we have 201 and then 101 every Monday. We're teaching a Cricut class with Michaels at the same time every week. So thank you so much, Kez.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day.